other thing I was really concerned about in this game was no injuries. And unfortunately, we did have a couple people go down, Cota especially. He did not come back. He looked a little shaken up. Not sure what's up with him. Probably won't hear anything significant like information for at least a couple days, if at all. Franklin, he did go down in the second quarter, it was, and then, but at least he came back. He did come back. So it seemed more like a mild strain. He walked off the sideline smiling, which was a good sign, because when someone knows they're injured, they don't smile when they're walking off the sideline. So at least he came back. That was really about it. Then other than, unfortunately, the Bossa getting ejected for targeting.
Yes, that was unfortunate.
Which is funny because the announcers even said, "Why did he get ejected?" They thought it was going to be the other guy. I think it was the safety, but Bossa got ejected, so he's out for the first half next week, which isn't going to really hurt us that much, I don't think. So kind of sucks, but not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll come in the second half of next week too, which is nice. So if you're going to get ejected, I guess that's the best time to do it. Back to Troy Franklin. He actually caught a couple of passes after that and looked pretty normal. I didn't see him stutter too much, which I really thought if you were actually injured that you would come in and stutter a little bit. It kind of makes me wonder. So if you look at that play that he got injured on, it was 3 seconds left, 1 second left in the second half or in the first half, and they were trying to get a touchdown. It kind of felt a little bit like, maybe, just maybe, did he put on a little bit of a show to try? I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but to maybe prolong the second that so they can get that Hail Mary, which unfortunately got intercepted. But
yeah, and like that's it. 2 picks. The one was, both of them weren't even on Nick's, really. The one was bobbled up and picked off. Then the Hail Mary is kind of like, whatever. That happens to all quarterbacks. That it's on the stat line, but it's really nothing major. I mean, But yeah, Franklin, it was good to see him come back in because I was like, oh no. I mean, we've got receivers, but to see him go down was like, Dakota was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. And stats and info, Alex throwing in the comments. She's throwing down in the comments right now. He throws us up 114 yards in 12 minutes. Miller was his name, the second string quarterback for Cal, and 214 Plummer had the entire game. That's actually a really good stat. Thank you for that. That's saying something. That Miller was, I think he's got a bright career at Cal. I think Cal might even be a hard team to beat come up in the next couple of years once Plummer kind of moves along.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that came up because the fact is, like I said, he probably did better than Plummer technically. He actually probably did better. Plummer's also dealt with some injuries this year, though. He's kind of been dinged up a little bit. He got banged up in this game too, so some of that is probably affecting him a little bit. But the D-line was harassing him.
Milner. Milner's his name, not Miller. Milner. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I was right. I did remember. Okay. I mean, Milner. I was close either way. I mean, but our D-line actually got after Plummer quite a lot. So he was getting pretty harassed back there a lot of that game. So
and I think that was the game plan too. I mean, I can't tell you how many different names I heard making tackles. We didn't get as many sacks as I was hoping. I was trying to find that stat over here on my left. So you see me looking off to the left. I was trying to find the amount of sacks that we had, but we were getting pressure a lot. I mean, there were multiple times you could see Ducks reaching up over the offensive line to grab the elbow of Plummer at times, or Milner even, and they were getting close. They just couldn't quite drive it home as much as I think they would normally have liked to. So
yeah, no, it's a great point because that's it. There was a lot of pressure, but not all of it was getting there the way maybe. I think probably both of us kind of watched it and went, man, it feels like we should have 5-6 sacks at this point. But it was causing it was causing chaos for Plummer. And that, I mean, you had a great stat, just the pressure. And then, like, we gave up a ton of yards last week to Charbonnet from UCLA. I think it was 100.
Yes.
Total UCLA had like 186 rushing yards. Nothing
But that guy's a beast.
Yeah, nothing outrageous. But
yeah,
what's the stat line? You told me earlier by halftime, Oregon held Cal to rushing.
Ooh, I have that. Hold on.
Yeah, it was something I was like, even I was surprised by that, honestly.
I appear to have lost it, so I do apologize about that.
You told me it was 8 yards rushing at
Yep,
halftime.
there it is.
Like that. It was like, wow. Because it did feel like Cal was, at times, ran the ball relatively decently, but there was most of the other times where it was, no, that D-line was not having it.
Yes, yeah, 100% right. And even, there goes our stats and info guy. I love the comments. But that is cracking me up. I love that so much. Thank you, Alex.
This is making my life easy. I'm loving this. This is what's going on right now.
Yeah, 8 yards rushing. That is crazy in the first half. I mean, not many teams at all. I mean, you have quarterback sneaks you can do, and generally when you absolutely stomp out a team, they will try to get creative. They'll do option plays. They'll do sneaks. They'll do whatever they can to try and drum some sort of rushing because that sets up your pass plays down the field. And they just could not get anything rolling in that first half, and it shows in the points. I mean, you're looking at 10 total points for Cal in the first half. They couldn't rush; they could only throw, and that's kind of what that shows.
Yeah, I mean, when you hold a team at all to 10 points, which I really thought, especially by the fourth quarter, I was like, can we really hold them to only 10 the whole game? I mean,
Yep.
I actually thought we were for a little bit. Then it kind of like the backups came in, a little garbage time. Milner came in, surprised us a little bit, I think. But yeah, to hold Ott and that team, because their running back is good. He's decent. He's a very good running back. But I mean, he made some good rush plays, but then they had a lot of losses, a lot of negative plays. And that's really what killed them.
Yeah, that absolutely killed them. I mean, I was hearing the announcers when the second half came out. They were talking. That's pretty much what they were talking about for a good chunk of it was how Oregon held them. And I think they had a 15-yard rushing play by their main running back. I forget his name. He made a 15-yard running play, and they were like, "Yeah, that's like double what they had the entire first half in one play," which was crazy that they weren't even able to drum up that until the second half, late third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like they had some moments where I was like, oh, they're moving the ball, but then they would have like 2 or 3 big negative plays. Like we were talking about pressure earlier where it was like a 3rd and 10. Plummer was getting pressured, and then he just threw the ball towards the sideline, almost like a lateral, and they called it grounding finally. But I was like, what was he doing? The pressure was killing them on that for that line, against that O-line.